Just imagine, you and your friends find a years-old buried treasure in the forest. But this story is not as simple as it seems. The story begins with three people whose names were Wayne, Keaton, and Robin. All three of them were traveling in a car in the dark of night. They were going somewhere. Wayne was sleeping in the back, and after some time, Keaton and Robin wore their masks and secretly entered the house. Actually, they had come here to kidnap a boy named Gordy. When they went inside, they saw that Gordy was sleeping in his room. Now they tried to kidnap Gordy, but suddenly Gordy also attacked them. Then Robin attacked his jewelry with his knee, and Keaton made him unconscious by snorting anesthetic. They picked up Gordy and threw him in the trunk of the car and ran away from there. Then the next morning, when all three of them took Gordy out of the trunk, it was revealed that all of them were close friends from college, and now they all came together to celebrate Gordy's bachelor party. They decided to go to their hometown in Kentucky and visit all their favorite bars. They then entered a bar called Arcadio, but then they found out that the place had been converted from a bar to a restaurant, leaving them a little disappointed. Keaton apologized for this because he had not checked anywhere before coming here. Well, then they all sat down to drink wine, and Gordy wandered down the street for a while and started reminiscing about the old days. While walking, he came across a small antique. When he reached the shop where he used to go often, he saw a girl named Carolyn. About 10 years ago, Gordy was completely madly in love with Carolyn. Well, at first, Gordy could not even recognize her, but when Caroline told him some stories. When she narrated, Gordy remembered everything. After this, both of them together started reminiscing about their college days. Caroline took out some stuff from a box and brought it. This stuff belonged to Gordy, which she had kept for 10 years, and it contained a wine. There was also a bottle of Bullitt, and Caroline said that now they should drink it together, but Gordy was a little hesitant because he had stopped drinking alcohol completely. Well then, during the conversation, Caroline told him the story of the Bullitt treasure. He told that for many years earlier, the government was closing down all the bars, and before the Bullitt family's hideouts were raided, they buried all their life savings somewhere in the nearby forest. Gotti thought it would be a rumor, but Caroline told that till now, no God knows how many people went out to find that treasure, and none of them returned. Hearing this, Gordy got a little interested in this treasure, and he went back and told his friends about this treasure. He said that they all should find the treasure together, so that soon they will become rich, but Robin and Keaton thought that it would be just a hearsay. But then Gotti said that behind every story in the world, there is some truth. Finally, they all agreed to find the treasure. Then while they were eating, a man came to their table and started hitting on Robin. Then Gordy intervened and told him to move away. But the man resisted. Then Gordy picked up a knife from the table and cut his throat. He caught hold of him and started threatening to kill him. Seeing this, his friends were also stunned, but they did not say anything to Gordy. After this, all four of them set out towards a forest near Kentucky, where it was clearly written that this forest was safe for humans. No, but still, they kept moving ahead. After this, they found a place and started digging there. In this way, the whole day passed, and at night, they packed their tent and lit a fire. Then they started drinking alcohol and cigarettes together. During this, Godley and Robin were drunk. Then he couldn't stop himself and tried to come closer to Robin. This made Robin very angry, but Keaton somehow calmed him down by taking him away. After this, for the next few days, he continued to dig. And then at night, they would sit by the fire, drink wine, sing songs, and have fun. One day, while the four of them were playing, an old man and his wife came to them. They told their names as Mr. and Mrs. Hitchens and invited them all to their house. After some time, when they all reached Mr. Hitchens' house, the first thing Gordy noticed was an old rifle. Gordy picked it up and started examining it, and seeing the way he held the gun, Mr. Hitchens guessed that perhaps he had also been in the army before. Then Gordy told them that he was sent to the Vietnam War, but he did not get a chance to fire a single shot because the very next day, after reaching there, his barracks was attacked, and then due to his injury, he was sent back home within a week. Hearing this, Mr. Hitchens told that he too had been in the army for a long time. During this, Keaton went to the washroom and suddenly his eyes fell on a plate hanging on the wall on which it was written Bullitt. He was stunned and secretly entered Mr. Hitchens' bedroom. He wanted to see if it was really the house of bullets. When he went through the drawers, etc., he found a pistol which he kept with himself for his safety. On the other hand, Mr. Hitchens asked everyone else that if it is forbidden to come into these dense forests, then what are they all doing here? Robin said that they have only come to organize Gordy's bachelor's party, but Mr. Hitchens started getting suspicious of them. Hitchens said that you guys are not the first people to search for treasure in this dense forest. Then he warned everyone and said that it is in everyone's best interest to keep the stuff buried here buried. Then Keaton also came and sat there, but suddenly, seeing that the pistol had fallen from his pocket, Mr. Hitchens and his wife were convinced that the intentions of these people were not good. Mr. Hitchens accused them of looting his family's treasure, and when the argument became too much, Gotti hanged the gun on the wall. Picking up the rifle, he pointed it at Mr. Hitchens. When Gordy asked him to tell his real name, the old man said, "I am William Bullitt." On hearing this, Gordy shot him, and all his friends were destroyed. Robin is angry. She started yelling at him, but Gordy silenced her. Then they all locked Bullitt's wife in the stable and started thinking about what to do with her. Gordy said that they should kill Mrs. Bullitt too, because if she survives, she will tell the police about them soon. Now they had no choice. That is why Robin took the responsibility of killing Mrs. Bullitt and burying her, while everyone else destroyed all the evidence from the house and left from there the next morning. He also wiped out all traces of his camp. Then Wayne told Gordy that whatever he did was wrong, and now this sin will not leave him for the rest of his life. Hearing this, Goudy's mind got a little disturbed, and he went out for a walk. He went to Bullitt's house and started drinking his liquor. When he did not return for a long time, Robin and Keaton set out to find him. They both went in different directions to find him, and they decided to meet at the same place exactly an hour later. After some time, Robin found Gordy, and Gordy asked him to sit in front of him. Then he apologized to Robin for that night. When he touched Robin inappropriately, he said that he has loved Robin for a long time, and then comes close to Nina again. Then Robin pushes him away and leaves her alone, while Keaton, on the other hand, reaches a different place where it is revealed that he had already found the treasure, but he did not tell this to his friends. Now he filled all the money in his bag and started back towards the place where he was going to meet Robin. Finally, he reached the car with Robin, and Gordy had also come there. Before leaving, Gordy looked at Keaton. She immediately took out a pistol and asked Keaton to tell him the truth. Then suddenly Robin threw pepper in Gordy's eyes and ran away from there. Despite the pain, Gordy fired bullets all around, one of which hit Keaton. But still, Keaton somehow managed to run away to save his life. After this, Gordy left the pistol in the car and went to find Keaton. Wayne was also following him, while Robin stole the pistol from the car and Gordy. Now she was about to fire when Keaton suddenly stopped her. Keaton's wound was bleeding profusely, so Robin gave him a pistol, and before leaving to find help, she promised Keaton that he would get all the treasure. "We'll donate the money to the poor." After some time, Gordy reached Keaton, snatched his bag and pistol, and went on his way. On the way, Wayne tried to convince Gordy that he should not betray his friends, but Gordy paid absolutely no attention to his words. This made Wayne angry, and he left Gordy alone. After this, the story of 10 years ago is shown where Gordy, Robin, and Keaton were partying in a park. Soon, Robin and Keaton got drunk and fell asleep, but Gordy somehow kept himself awake. After this, while he was driving, he suddenly got blinded and accidentally ran over a man. With the shock, Gordy's eyes opened and he came out and saw that this man was Wayne. Joe, who was taking his last breaths at this time, soon died, and Gordy was extremely afraid that the police would catch him and put him in jail. So he decided to bury Wayne in the woods nearby while he was doing this. So Keaton and Robin's eyes were opened, and they saw all this with their own eyes. But then all three of them swore that they would never tell anything about this night to anyone, but since that day, due to Gordy's remorse, he has been haunted by Wayne's spirit. It became visible, that is, till now Wayne was not with them. He was just in Gordy's mind. On the other hand, Robin, while looking for help in the forest, suddenly got stuck in the thorny bushes. Then Gordy reached her and tried to shoot Robin, but the pistol was out of bullets. In fact, when Gordy snatched the pistol from Keaton, Keaton had already taken out all the bullets from it. Then within a few moments, someone shot Gordy from behind. It was none other than Mrs. Bullitt. Was actually the last night Robin had not killed her, but had only pretended to kill her. Accepting her favor, Mrs. Bullitt left her alive. Then after some time, Robin somehow came out of the thorns and headed towards Arcadio Bar. If you like the video, then like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.